Hearing the dead internet theory in 2014, hearing the dead internet theory in 2024. The internet is this vast open space that has been expanding for years with billions of websites to visit and billions of people using it each day. But what if most of the content generated on them wasn't even made by real people? This is the core principle of dead internet theory. It's the belief that sometime in the past few years, a lot of the content generated on the internet, such as videos, comments, posts, likes, and so on, are mostly AI generated and don't have any real human being behind it. The theory seems to stem from this post on 4chan's X board. Now, with all the theories on this board, there is not a shred of evidence to support these claims. It mainly relies on how the reader feels. Like, doesn't it feel empty and devoid of people? Doesn't it feel weird that my friend who I talk to every day on PSN just disappeared one day and never said goodbye? Doesn't it feel weird that people are okay with posts just being recycled from years ago? And so on, and so on. The person goes on to explain that many people online are actually fake with CGI, deepfakes, and AI taking over most of the posts and comment sections. Which is why the internet has felt so stale in recent years compared to the internet of say 2007, as this person put. With that being said though, this post is from 2019, and they were talking about the good old days being 2007. Now, if you're any younger than 30, you would know that there were actually tons of good things to enjoy on the internet well into the 2010s and beyond. They clearly were just seeing technology advance, but staying on the same weird forums and niche websites, watching them decay over time, and slowly thinking the internet as a whole was doing the same. They even mention old users whom this poster used to talk to, leaving and never returning. These posts weren't artificial intelligence, they just moved on. A lot of the points that this post makes just show a person slowly seeing the world around them change, and refuse to change along with it. And instead raise a huge conspiracy that the majority of the internet just isn't real. However, as the beginning of this video suggests, dead internet theory seems much more real now.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey there. It's going great. How about you? I see you're rocking an OpenAI hoodie. Nice choice.
Have you ever seen a polar bear playing bass?
Not necessarily because things feel the same or feel stale nowadays, but with the invention of sophisticated AI tools, chatbots, and image generators, it is more than likely that internet content is being taken over, to some degree. Artificial intelligence is weird. It's not a bad thing if you need ideas, need something proofread, or need to visualize a space. It's a very useful tool. I'm okay with AI helping you write something, but that's when it's being used as a tool, or aiding in a process that's part of a much bigger picture. But an artist should never use AI work as their own. When it comes to making art, visual art especially, using AI as the final product is not only scummy, but something much, much worse. Mediocre.
Mediocre?
Have you noticed that people have stopped calling things bad and instead opt to call things mid? That's because art being bad is at least evoking a reaction. Art that's a mid is probably the biggest insult you can give an artist. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just flat enough that it doesn't even occupy my thoughts, and is categorized as mid. AI used as art is mid at best. AI being used for content is at best unmemorable, and at worst, it's bad. Let me tell you a story. I recently connected with a guy that said he needed a 3D artist. I said okay and asked him what he needed me for. He sent me a few pictures of a toy Funko Pop looking thing and said he needed not only a 3D model of this, but that he wanted it textured and made 3D printer friendly. I said okay cool and opened up the files. The image of the Funko Pop was not only obviously AI generated, it also had tons of visual errors that would make 3D modeling and especially texturing difficult. I then sent him a picture with the garbled AI areas circled and explained how I can't work with this because there's not enough information in these spaces. If I was just doing this project for myself, I could obviously take some creative liberties and just model them. But when you're working with a client, you want to have as clear of a reference as possible so that you don't have to go back and forth and redo parts they don't like a million times. So I told him I can't make this piece because of the weird discrepancies, and that he should probably hire a graphic designer to go over the AI art so that it's better than just good enough. This interaction really stuck with me for whatever reason. I was thinking this guy probably would have just gone around me, just as he did a 2D artist, in order to make some crappy 3D printed toys. This guy would have easily just been able to dump his creation into the world in a matter of seconds. And I'm sure with time he'll be able to do that with AI generated 3D art, which isn't really a thing yet, but is probably coming. Hell, he could probably take it one step further, write a program to AI generate Funko Pops, and have another AI program 3D print them. No need for any sort of human interaction. AI art isn't a big problem in the physical space yet, but it sure is one in the digital space. Short form content is littered with videos that aren't even created by humans, and I'm not talking about just a few pictures or a little bit of the script. I'm talking about an AI program written to make videos using AI language models and AI videos to accompany them. Fully automated content creation. How far can you scroll on TikTok before you hear a video regurgitating the top posts on Reddit? Or how far can you scroll before you see some shitty list video? Or some Family Guy clips with Subway Surfers at the bottom? In fact, how about any video with some sort of stimulating thing cut into the bottom half of the screen? Chances are, these videos barely even pass through a human before being uploaded. At the moment, I know that a person still needs to be involved to some degree to just combine everything and upload it, I assume, but it really won't be long before that won't be the case. Hell, have an AI watch thousands of fresh TikToks just to see what trends are and make new videos using what it's learned. And once we have AI views, we could even make AI comments too, to engage with our audience. And pretty soon, Dead Internet Theory is starting to look very real. In the Super Smash Bros. Melee community, the term 20XX is a hypothetical future where the top Smash Bros. Players are so good that each player is perfectly able to predict their opponent's next move, and thus each match ends in a stalemate, causing the players to then play rock, paper, scissors in order to see who won. We are not living in the year 20XX, but we sure have gotten close. Similarly, in AI's case, we are not at the point of full-blown dead internet theory, but we're oddly close. And by some coincidence, this post from 5 years ago predicted the whole thing. But I don't think things are as bad as they seem. In the online space, people trying to use the latest and greatest technology to make a quick buck is nothing new. We've seen it time and time again with people exploiting algorithms and using cheap tactics for their own personal gain. And they might have success for a while, but they eventually get stomped out by real content creators. People don't just crave content, they crave personality. When effort is put into a work of art in the right places, it doesn't go unnoticed. In a way, short-form content is in a state that old YouTube was in the late 2000s. It was a bit lawless, and piracy was a huge problem. I just hope that, as places like TikTok and YouTube Shorts continue to grow, these problems will be addressed better than they are now. Support your local artists. In the description, I'm going to have links to some of my favorite artists, digital painters, content creators, animators, and so on. If you have the time, check them out. Thank you.